Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Online. I've got Alan Lee with me. Hey, Alan,
Hey, Armor.
how's it going?
It's good. It's good. We're given the the state of world of things. It's good.
Oh no, we're not going to discuss the war.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, should I be posting while the war is going on because people will have no interest because everyone is looking for the news about
yeah,
what's
that's
going
true.
on in the Middle East.
That's
I am
true.
from the Middle East, so
Oh wow,
I'm from Egypt originally,
interesting
Canadian Egyptian.
times. Interesting
Yeah,
times right now.
luckily Egypt is good. It's got nothing to do with what's going on, so we're good.
That's good.
So you're in Texas.
Yes, I'm in north of Dallas in the suburbs. Yeah, of Texas.
Is it warm enough yet?
You know, Texas is so it's one of those places where you can go from 30 degrees one day and 90 degrees the next day, right? You'll experience the whole seasons
Yeah.
in 1 week. So
You, you
so
had
right
some
now
snow
it's
last
30s.
year, so you cannot discount anything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we get a little bit of snow usually every year. Um, but yeah, it was really nice a couple days ago, but today just random like cold blast and it's like 40 degrees outside.
Wow.
So
It's like our weather. It we had one day sunny, clear, beautiful. The next day we had snow.
yeah,
It was like the complete opposite. And
yeah,
Vancouver, when you have snow here, it becomes chaotic. We like to think that we are prepared, but we are not prepared.
yeah.
So I mean, okay, to their credit, they do the salting and the plowing and everything. But then if it falls like early morning until maybe 10-ish, the roads are still not in a
Yeah.
drivable condition.
I was actually in Vancouver a few weeks ago, for vacation. Nice place.
Did
I would
you do
I
you
would
do
go
you
back.
ski or anything?
No, we didn't. We don't ski. But I did go up the Whistlers, the Grouse Mountain, just to kind of
Oh,
like
Grouse! I love Grouse Mountain.
just so I kind of check it out. But we
You
didn't
go on the
ski.
cable car and like
Yeah,
you go up and there are a few things in summer actually. They have like an obstacle course with zip lines and stuff. It's pretty good, really
yeah,
enjoyable. And they have a bear somewhere. There's like a big bear enclosure.
yeah.
I think it's I haven't been all the way there, but I think there's a glass between you and the bear, and you can just go and watch the bear.
Sounds
No, the
fun.
good thing
Sounds
about
fun.
Vancouver is like it's got this mix. Like you want beaches, it's right over there. We're on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go up on the mountain, it's right over there.
Want to have some nice dinner downtown? 15
Yeah,
minutes, right? So yeah, it's a really nice place. I think it's one of those places where I would like to have a residence of,
come over. It
at
rains
some
all the
point.
time though, so that's the only that's the only
Uh,
caveat.
yeah.
We call it Vancouver. So, Alan, initially you were in e-commerce. Are you still in e-commerce?
I'm still in
You're
e-commerce.
still in e-commerce. So
Yes.
let's just backtrack a bit. You look
Yes.
young to me, so I don't know when you
Thank you.
graduated, but
Uh,
so
not that
what
young.
happened? Like, let's say, how did you
Yeah.
start your first business, or what was your first business?
Yeah. So, I was fortunate, in 2014, I kind of caught the first wave of internet marketing, e-commerce, right? And back then, Shopify was kind of just starting to form to start. Um, so I got my first kind of taste of e-commerce doing drop shipping. It was like print on demand t-shirts.
Oh, okay.
Um, you know, and I was among probably the first wave of Facebook ads user to really kind of capitalize on the less on the less competitive e-commerce space back then. That was 10, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. Yeah. Um, and from there, try a bunch of stuff, learn a bunch of stuff, built a few brands, and now I'm still doing it. You know, so that's kind of like the high level overview, if you
So when
will.
you say drop shipping, were the t-shirts made somewhere else and then
Yeah, Yeah, the t-shirts. So we use a platform called Teespring.
Tea
Teespring.
Spring.
T-E-E.
Tea
Uh,
Spring.
yeah, Teespring. This was one
Yeah.
very early, and
Okay.
they handled all the fulfillment, right? So they would just, let's say you sell a t-shirt, they will print it, ship it to your customer, let's say for $10, right? You sell it for $40. And then, you would acquire that customer maybe for $20, so you'd be making
So
$10 in
your
profit.
role is to, well, design the T-shirt and find the
Hmm.
customers.
With Facebook ads. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Really fun, man. It was really, really fun because I was still in my 20s back then. And, I was working at Lyft, the rideshare company,
Okay. Yeah.
very early stage. And so that was like my side hustle became before the side hustle was even a word, right? But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
2014. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So you know, there was a point where I was making more money from selling t-shirts than my job. And that's when sort of saw the writing on the wall. I was like, I want to be an entrepreneur. Also, both my parents are entrepreneurs. So I think it just kind of runs in the
Oh,
family.
nice.
I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. Um, and then around 2015, late 2015, uh, when the company, all of a sudden got to like 400 or 500 people. When I joined, it was like 60 people, I think. I kind of felt like, okay, I'm not somebody who's good at playing the corporate ladder game.
Yeah, all the
You know,
politics. Yeah, it becomes too much politics.
it's
Yeah.
just like it's not even about work back then. It's not even about merit, right? It's just about like
Yeah.
perception and politics, right? So I was just like, all right, I think it's time to move on and pursue my dream as an entrepreneur. And I was around 25 back then, and I'm 38 now. Actually, 38 next month. Sorry, 37 now. But yeah, that's been my journey, and I just been doing e-commerce the last, basically since 2014. I had an exit for one of my businesses, uh, which I learned a lot, and now I still have two e-commerce businesses. Still learning a lot. um,
Are you still selling T-shirts or something
I'm not
else
selling
now?
t-shirts anymore. So the story behind the Copycatch, um, is basically based on the pain that I had gone through, that I'm actually still going through as of today, right?
Yeah. But
Where,
that's why I wanted to kind of
yes,
cover the move from,
exactly.
so from selling T-shirts, what was the next thing?
The next thing was I started this jewelry brand, which is the one that I exited. It's called Dear Ava,
Dear
and
Eva.
yeah, and
Okay.
that was fun. At the peak of it, I think we scaled to like almost $10 million a year. Um, it
What
was
was it selling?
it was like jewelry. It was jewelry. It was like
Okay.
fashion jewelry, not like high end jewelry, right? But it was really more about a gift. It was like a convenient gift. And I guess the value that we try to help people with is like, trying to be thoughtful during gifting season is really difficult, right?
Yes.
And people don't have time and they don't want to spend a lot of money. So it was nice for us to create this kind of like customized gift, that would say like to my mother-in-law or to my sister-in-law, to my best friend, right? And it had a thoughtful message that we wrote for them, and we attached a piece of jewelry. So when you open it, it looks really nice, right? The jewelry is attached, and you see the card, right? And so, but that experience came from me selling T-shirts. A lot of these T-shirts I was selling earlier on wasn't very. They're not like fashion T-shirts. They're more like statement T-shirts, right? They just had big long text,
But they're customizable.
and
That's the idea, right? You can
they're personalized to the recipient,
personalize. Yeah.
right? So that's what made people want to
So you took the
purchase.
same kind of the same idea
Concept, yes,
and apply it to the gift.
yes,
And then I think this makes sense because, as you said, like you don't want to spend a fortune on one gift because when it's gifting season, you're sorry, the cat is just
no, that's all
he
good. I love cats.
yeah, he wants to be with us. Come.
Yeah.
He's always in every episode. Um, and then it's still customizable or personalized, and it kind of like, what was the average cost?
It was like $40, so it was like
Okay, that's
very
not bad.
affordable, right? It
Yeah,
wasn't like
especially buying
too
10 of
cheap,
them. Yeah.
right? Where it's you know you don't want to be the guy that gives the cheap gift, right? But it also
Yes.
wasn't like
You don't want the
so
$5 or the
expensive,
$10 one, or you don't want to
right?
spend 500 on one gift.
So it's kind of like right in that sweet spot of thoughtfulness, effort, and price, right?
And did you have to do a lot of Facebook advertising as well?
Yes. So yeah. So during around Mother's Day and Christmas, crazily, that's like 80% of the revenue was made in like maybe 30 days out of the year.
Wow.
So it was a
So it's
very
seasonal. Yeah.
yeah. So it's a very difficult business in that sense because you know if you don't perform during those limited windows, that's your
Yeah.
year, right?
The rest of the year is mediocre. Yeah.
Exactly. And so, uh, yeah, I I seem to just be always be building these very difficult businesses. uh,
But like, I think it's always when we do any business we do, I think there's a piece of you in it, right?
yeah.
So if you see a pattern, it's because you're going for something that you like.
Yes.
You're going for something that you feel moves you, and you're
Yes.
hoping that it will move the clients or the customers as well.
It's a
And
great way
this
to
is
put it.
great because like there's no, like, do I want to invest or start a business? For example, I don't know, renting watches or like something like this. No, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's got to be something that I'm excited about.
Yeah. And you know, I'm I'm late 30s now, right? And I'm more and more later in this life or this stage of life trying to find that alignment with
Yes.
what the world needs, what I'm good at, and, you know, can I build a business based off of that, tries to benefit the whole society as a whole, right?
So what happens when you exited? What was the next venture?
Yeah, so I took a year, almost like 2 years off. I mean, I still had two other e-commerce businesses while I was exiting this one. So I was still kind of monitoring those and operating those. But for the most part, I didn't really have a plan, and
Mm.
around that time is also, I got married and now I have a 1-year-old son. So
Wow,
it was,
congratulations.
and I moved from California to Texas, right? So it was just a ton of personal stuff that was
Yes,
happening,
a lot is
right?
happening.
And it was COVID. Well,
Oh
all that
yeah.
was happening, that was COVID. And I know it's like, oh yeah, that happened.
You moved during COVID? Were you
Yeah.
allowed to move?
So, uh, yeah. So, fast forward to now, my wife and we created this business called Green Philosophy. Green
Green philosophy.
Philosophy. Yeah.
Okay.
And, it's, so she's very much into nature and plants. And she was sort of inspired to create, you know, plant shaped pillows and, blankets, right?
Plant shaped pillows and
Pillows and,
blanket. That's
yeah. So I can give you,
new. Yeah.
give me one
You go
second.
get one.
It's always
Oh, for
easier
real.
to
Look at that.
show
Okay.
with with the actual product, right? So this is a monstera plant, which is a very, very popular plant, right? And it's all over Vancouver too, by the way, right?
Yeah.
And this is kind of like another
Oh, look at
plant,
that.
right? It's kind of a tufted pillow. It's very nice, very firm, right? And so yeah, so she created these products, right?
So,
And
okay. I'm gonna go a little bit slower because
for
I'm really
sure.
interested. So what happens? You get this idea, right? How do you move from paper to actually finding a place to make it, or is she making it at home? Like, how does it
Yeah,
work?
no, yeah. So the idea what came when we were dating in 2018, and I had already kind of had some success with e-commerce, and she was like, "Hey, I think I can do this too," right? And so I try to help her um, figure out the manufacturing part. But in essence, yes, we initially she had some sewing skills, So she kind of, just kind of sewed together kind of like a rough prototype
like a
with
prototype. Yeah.
drawings, right? So, and this will relate to the story later on. So we sent the prototype to China, right? To a manufacturer. And, well, there's a lot of nuance there, right? So in the beginning, a lot of the manufacturers couldn't make this type of product because most pillows, as you know, are just square. Right?
Yes, round or
So
square. There's nothing else.
and this is not like a.
This is hard. This is harder.
This is way harder. This is a shape, right?
Yeah.
This is a unique shape. It's a leaf shape. There's a hole in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So, what ended up happening was we found a toy company.
Because they will have different shapes. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like
or
a
soft
toy,
toys. Yes.
exactly, like a plush toy company that made the first prototype, right? And then what happened was, we were like, okay, well, before we jump into ordering thousands, let's just put it on Amazon and see if we can get a sale. See if anyone will want this thing.
Would be interested in these pillows. Yeah.
Exactly. So we just created a listing on Amazon, right? No marketing, we took the pictures ourselves and, we wrote the copy and everything. And it immediately sold within like a week or so, right? And
without pushing it on Amazon, nothing at all.
No ads at all, right?
Wow. And it didn't sell to your friends and family. It was just like a regular
customer.
Someone you didn't know.
Someone just bought it, right?
Yeah.
It was funny. It was like, we were like, oh shit, this is the only prototype that we have. We have one unit.
Yeah.
We don't have anything. Yeah. And so we shipped it. We were like, all right, we don't want to keep this customer like waiting, right?
Yeah.
So we shipped it. And then we're like, okay, let's order like 200 units.
Okay.
Put that up on Amazon, FBA. Then that started moving. And that was kind of like basically the start of that business,
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then what did you do? Like you started to advertise or?
Exactly. Then we started to build out the Shopify store and, created a few more different products and started advertising and had pretty good success the first year, right? Because it was like a new product, right? Like most people have never even, back in 2018, no one has ever thought of creating a plant-shaped pillow, right?
Yes.
So
the concept is new. Yeah.
The concept is new, right? And it's actually still new now.
Still new, still kind of new.
Like when people come into
you'll be copied, but
exactly, you'll be copied, right? Exactly, but
it's your idea, yeah.
So then 2019 we had a pretty good year, and then 2020 COVID hit, right? And that's when like things kind of skyrocketed for us. Because all of a sudden, everyone was stuck at home.
Everyone's home looking for something to buy online.
You know what? I want to make my couch a little bit nicer. I want to, create a nice vibe for my home, right? Now that I'm just going to be chilling on the couch all day, right? I want something nice I can like hug, right? So our sales skyrocketed and, we went viral on TikTok many times. I think we've gotten
you started to make what video content
and TikTok
promote the
as well as selling on Amazon, right? So we were selling both ours.
Your ads were not Facebook ads anymore, right?
They were Facebook ads too. So we were on Facebook, TikTok, and Amazon.
But you're creating video content, like
creating video content.
What was the content? Like, are you showing the product? Are you?
Yeah. It's a lot of
dancing with the product. Like, what was it?
Yeah. I mean, our first viral video was kind of like just like it was like like her touching the pillow very sexually. I don't know if this Apple's gonna flag this podcast or whatever, right? But it was
we're not gonna show her this episode.
Yeah. And that went viral first, and then we started doing pillow tosses where it would kind of like land perfectly in like a scene that we create, and we shot it like in our house.
Spending more time into creating those videos.
Exactly.
Rather than just like the first impression sort of thing.
Exactly.
And then they started going viral just on their own.
It started going viral on TikTok organically in,
Okay.
I want to say, like 2021, uh, 2022. We still had a few viral hits. Yeah, and then
When you go viral,
yeah,
does that automatically result in more sales?
yes,
Oh,
usually, yeah, we would go viral. We would see like just massive spikes in sales, right? And basically until we ran out of stock, like
okay.
you
Yeah.
couldn't even stop people from
Yeah.
buying, right?
Because there'll be
Uh,
some time, and of course, COVID, like shipping was slow,
exactly, and everyone
extremely
was at
slow.
home, right? So it was kind of like we like pulled forward like 5 years worth of growth in like 2 years,
Okay.
right? As a business started like kind of flat, and it went like that, and then it started going down
And that
as
your success was starting to hurt rather than be
yeah.
useful.
Well, I think there's like the unfortunate reality of going viral, right? Because now you're on the radar of these copycats who's, there's a whole ecosystem of people that just create dupe products, right? And the way they figure out what to do is by looking at what's going viral.
What you're doing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But here's like, I've always thought that if you have an original product that's good that people are buying and they're liking, and then somebody else comes with a similar product, that usually what happens, you get copied. Most of the cases, you get copied in China first.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get copied in your own country, but then they cannot cut your prices. So it's not going to be much of a competition.
Right.
But if you get copied in China, your prices are cut in half.
Exactly.
And now a product that looks
Very
pretty
similar to yours.
similar
Yes, is now selling
is
at
for
half the
half
price.
price.
Exactly, right?
That becomes a problem.
That's the problem that I think lots of online e-commerce sellers are facing. Um, and like if
Do
you
they
do,
sell on the same platforms as
they
well?
sell
Like
on the
if you're
same
on
platform
Amazon, they
right
go to
next,
Amazon. If
literally right next to you.
oh, so the platform doesn't have any
No,
safeguards.
the platform is not incentivized
Okay.
to police, right? The platform is
Because
incentivized.
yeah, at the end of the day, sales. Like,
They're just incentivized to move units, So
so if you're advertising and spending money to advertise to bring people to a certain product, would the copy product also benefit from your own marketing efforts?
Of course, right? Because like I'm sure a lot of people do these now, right? They'll see an ad on Facebook or they see a TikTok thing, right? They'll immediately open up Amazon and just start finding the dupe version of it because everyone buys on Amazon because it's easy,
Yeah.
right? I just click a button and it comes to your house, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of frictions of buying on individual websites, right? Because
Yes.
shipping, sometimes you have
Yes.
to pay shipping and sometimes the shipping's slower, right? And so, the infringers, they exploit this gap or loophole or whatever, right? And a lot of brands that go viral first or have had lots of success on with ads on their website, but they haven't launched onto Amazon. The moment they'll launch on Amazon, they'll realize, oh, what the hell? Why there's like 3 versions of my product duped already on Amazon, right?
Yeah. And I think the copycats sometimes they create more than one shop as well. Like it will be
Exactly.
the same copycat with 10 shops and then
Exactly.
the
You're
same
absolutely correct.
the same stock, but there's a difference of half a dollar here and there.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why sometimes you go on Amazon, right? And you literally see the same thing, but it's just
Yeah.
slightly different, and they have slightly different price points, but it all funnels back to the same person.
Yeah.
Who's
It will have like a different name, a different,
their
I don't
name,
know.
different
They
brand,
change one letter in the
change
name
one letter, usually
and then they make it, I don't know.
some random English letters combined
Yeah.
together, right?
And then 30
Exactly.
cents cheaper or 30 cents more or whatever.
Exactly.
And then it looks exactly the same and it takes the exact same
Photos.
amount of days to be shipped to you. And it's like,
yeah, exactly. It's I mean, these people are sophisticated.
so what
That's
happened?
the
Like
truth.
you went viral and then you started to see your product.
Yeah, then I
copied
started
and-
seeing my product being copied on all these marketplaces, right? Like Amazon, Walmart, Etsy, I mean, it was literally everywhere, right? Like
everywhere.
AliExpress, Temu.
Were they undercutting your prices a
Of
lot, like
course, yeah.
50% or more?
Sometimes more than 50%. Because over there, even if they make $1, but their living cost is like $200 a month. So if you're making $1 per unit, it's still
Yeah,
worth it for
yeah.
you to copy, right? So yeah, I mean, and then our sales started dropping, right?
Of course, because people are buying the copies.
People are like, okay, why am I going to pay $40 for something when I can just go on Amazon and buy for like 20, right?
Yeah,
And get it like 2 days later versus like 6-7 days or 4 or 5 days, right?
yeah, yeah.
And it's similarly enough. Like, sure, I have a brand, but like, come on, like most people don't
Yeah, and
really
maybe
care
your
about that.
material is better, and
Yeah,
like you put a lot of thought into safety stuff like this. These things are around kids in the house. Kids are gonna
exactly.
and pets as well are gonna
Pets,
end up chewing on them. So you gotta make sure that you don't have any toxic material in. Well, the
exactly,
copies that just use the cheapest they can find, and that's it. They don't
exactly,
care. They could
exactly.
actually close the shop and go. And when
Yeah,
something bad happens, there's nobody
no
to come back to.
consequence.
Yeah,
Exactly. So it's a wild. Yeah, it's like akin to like a criminal network of, you
yeah.
know, just people duping products, right?
I find
Um,
it amazing though, like how fast.
it gets duped.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
No, it really is kind of amazing, isn't it?
the other day I was thinking, and it's unrelated to e-commerce, but I was thinking even with war, when you look at the amount of money spent on bombing somebody,
Yeah,
you feel like, why is it so easy to spend that much on evil? And it's not easy to spend half of that building something better for people. Like it's just like it escapes my mind when
I
it's
know.
crime. Money is always available.
I thought we weren't going to talk about the war, but uh,
Okay,
yes,
so what did you do? Like when you start finding that your product
yeah,
is copied and it's becoming more abundant
yeah.
everywhere.
You just get depressed. No, I'm kidding, but not.
Because, like, okay, how are you
Yeah,
gonna prosecute, like, I don't know, 10 companies in mainland China?
yeah,
What would
exactly,
you do?
right? Well,
Like,
you go to you go to Copycatch. Sorry for the plug. Well, yeah, no,
well,
I'll
now you
explain.
do, but like
Yeah,
before, yeah.
I'll explain. So, what most people do is they use something called a DMCA takedown, right?
Okay, which
Which
is,
is
yeah, the
w-
digital
digital
millennium.
millennium, blah
Yeah.
blah blah, right? And so you'll submit a takedown request. Amazon will kind of look at it, and they will make the determination whether this is infringing or not, right?
Isn't that like whack-a-mole? Like,
That is exactly
even
like a
if they take
whack-a-mole.
it,
They'll
somebody
just
else will
spin up another
spring up
one.
later under a
Exactly.
different name, and then the algorithm will not catch
Exactly.
that this
Right.
was the same product that we just took off yesterday.
If you're lucky, they will take it down, right? In my personal experience, the platforms just pretty much flat out ignored my request, or they just say, "Hey, this is invalid." They don't give you a reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Or the worst is that they will actually then inform the infringers,
Because
"Hey,
this will,
don't use these words in your listings." Like that
yes,
actually happened,
but
right?
it's actually, I think it's because they're having good sales.
Exactly.
So the platform doesn't want to get
Bingo,
rid of it.
bingo, bingo. Chicken
It's
dinner. That's exactly correct, right? Because why would they want to hurt their own sales, right?
yeah.
And they know that you're just a small business owner. What are you going to do?
You're gonna
Sue
sue
me?
Amazon?
You're going
Yeah,
to sue
exactly.
Amazon? Come on.
No, you get angry and leave Amazon. They
Exactly.
still keep the
They don't
sales,
give a crap, you
which are
know?
happening because of your marketing
Yeah.
efforts, but it is
So,
what it is, right?
and so, you know what we had to do? We had to sue Amazon because
No way.
because they just refused to take it down, right?
Oh no, so tell me about this. If you want to sue Amazon and you don't have that much money,
How
what
are
do
you
you
going to do
do?
that?
How do you get a lawyer?
Yes. You're asking all the right questions, my friend. So first, I had to call maybe like, I want to say like 20 law firms, right? You go on Google, you type in
I mean, okay,
IP
Alan, like,
litigation,
yeah,
Amazon.
but like, how many times did people? I'm sorry, but like, how many times did the person answering the phone think you're crazy?
A lot of times they're just like, they don't even respond to you.
Like
right?
what? You want to sue Amazon?
The ones that do
Really?
respond to you, they just tell you like, just give up.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to sue Amazon, right? And so it's extremely discouraging and extremely kind of depressing, right? Even though you have a valid claim, like I have a valid copyright for the sculptural design of this pillow that protects anyone from copying the artistic expression, right? And so
you have to have it registered first in order to.
Absolutely. If you want to file lawsuits, you need the actual.
You have a patent on the design.
We have a copyright, right?
And web copyright. Yeah. Okay.
A sculptural copyright that protects the unique shape
of
this product, right?
So no one can produce another pillow that looks exactly the same.
Exactly, right? So that so we contacted a bunch of law firm. I was basically about to give up and like shut down my business, to be honest with you, right? Because it was just so
I'm like, you know what? Sorry,
painful
but
to deal
like
with this problem.
The title for this episode should be "I sued Amazon over a pillow."
Exactly.
It's like the story is amazing, man. I'm sorry, just keep going.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting story. So, anyways, I finally got to one attorney, Nick, who's now my business partner for Copycatch, which is the company that we're creating now to, in essence, tackle this problem, right? So, I had learned about this type of lawsuit called Schedule A lawsuit. Schedule and then the letter A, right?
Yeah.
So he taught me that with this type of lawsuit, you're able to group multiple defendants into one suit versus suing one at a time on Amazon.
Things similar to your product.
Yes. And that makes it, economical for the lawyer to take that case on contingency. Right?
Okay. So if they don't win, they don't get paid.
Exactly. Right. So as you already alluded to earlier, right? It's like suing Amazon just is crazy to even think about, right? It's like David versus Goliath, right?
Yeah, but you can sue the people who are selling on Amazon.
Yeah,
at least someone is hearing me out.
So at least someone, it's like, because you think about, you call 20 people, right? And they all tell you no, and you're like, wait, what the hell's going on? Like, I did everything right. I created a unique product. I did the marketing. I did the branding. I did the manufacturing. I paid my tariffs. I registered a copyright. And somehow you're telling me we're just going to let these people keep selling, and you're telling me to shut down my business, like, or just leave it alone, just give up. Like, that doesn't feel right to me. Right. So anyway, so we started working together and we started gathering the evidence, which was also very painful, right? Because at that time, during our first lawsuit, there were like hundreds of listings.
You have to find every product. Yeah.
You have to find every product, right? Just across every like platform, right? It was just painful. Like, it was just, I mean, I remember like staying up and just click monkeying, just open link, screenshot, paste. Like, it was just painful.
Right? Which year was that? 2022?
2024. Towards the end of 2024.
So there was a little bit of AI, but it wasn't like
that
useful.
It wasn't that useful in this context. The models haven't gotten as powerful as they are now, right? And it took me a while to be like, because you remember, like, the timeline was I had exited my business 2023, right? So I was like just kind of chilling and just doing whatever. This wasn't even on my mind, right? Until I realized, like, oh crap, our sales have dropped over 50% over the last 2 years. And like, the issue is like all these freaking copycats are knocking us off, right? And I'll tell you even more sauce later, but anyway, so going back to the story, what now? So we filed a lawsuit after excruciating pain of collecting evidence.
So you have to file the lawsuit in the United States, right?
We filed a lawsuit in the Northern District of Illinois, which is like where these cases are typically tried.
Schedule A, okay.
Schedule A, because there's a kind of a framework. And and then what happens is, so we get what's called a TRO, a temporary restraining order, right? So we filed the case.
This is like a cease and desist. It's like kind of
a much heavier weighted cease and
Okay.
desist, right? Um, if cease and desist is like a baseball bat, a TRO
This
is
one is
a TRO is like a bomb. It's like a drum with a bomb on it,
okay.
right? Sorry to reference the war again. That's probably not.
There's no war, guys. There's no war. Good. No,
There's no war. Let's go back to work.
no war.
Uh, so now this is a legal order from the court that says to Amazon, hey, you need to stop these guys from selling immediately, right? So
How long does it take for you to get a decision after you file that?
I mean, we were pretty lucky. We got it pretty fast. We filed the lawsuit, and then we had the initial kind of, the judge review the case. And after, I think it was about 3 weeks later, we got the TRO.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad, right?
And then, of course, they could clearly see the case, so it
Exactly. It was like they were like basically just copying.
There was no long time debate about.
There was no long exactly right
whether you have a case or not.
It was very clear that they were copying, right?
And this can go straight to the platform, like it's a court order to the platform.
Yeah. So now the attorney takes this order from the judge, goes to Amazon, say, "Hey, I need you to freeze and remove all these listings and freeze the seller accounts."
And then you got to give them all the links.
Right? So now so then Amazon will then freeze these sellers' accounts and basically say, "Hey, you have a pending litigation. Your account's frozen until this litigation is resolved." So these sellers now they're kind of like their money's frozen, right? So you gotta hurt them where it hurts them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they can still log into their account, and just so keep in mind, they're also selling a bunch of other crap in their store too.
Yes.
Right.
So it will stop all their other copies, not just your copies.
So the money keeps coming in for the other stuff that's not pillows that they're selling, but they cannot touch it.
They cannot take the money.
Yeah. So they're now all of a sudden they're freaking out. They're like, "Oh my God, like I can't touch the money," right? And it essentially then forces them to come to the table to start negotiating with you, right?
Oh, so they can just promise to remove.
So the SKUs are already removed.
Yeah.
Right. But they still have other SKU that's not part of the litigation that's still generating revenue. Right. But they can't touch that money.
Yeah. But they want to tell you, you know what? We'll stop selling your stuff.
Yeah.
And
just give me my account back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we say, okay, but we're going to need $500,000 from you first.
Yeah. And they don't have this money, of course.
Of course. So one key thing to note is that when we go to Amazon and we ask Amazon to produce the actual sales of those products.
Oh, okay.
So Amazon will then send me, because it's kind of like a subpoena or a discovery.
So you can see how much money they're making.
Yes.
Selling your product.
And I was absolutely disgusted at how much money they made off of. I mean, the first case, I think those guys, they made collectively of almost $5 million.
$5 million?
$5 million selling our products.
Wow. On the back of your marketing.
That's a lot of money, man. Right? That's a lot of money. That should have been mine. Right?
Because you think somebody who's selling something for, I don't know, $10 back in China, like, you don't really think about the volumes, right?
They're moving tons of volume, right? They sold hundreds of thousands of units.
Wow.
Right? So that's hundreds of thousands of customers that should have been mine.
That's very successful, like, trading, if only they had the IP for it.
Only if they had the IP for it. Or if they asked me to get a license first, right?
Yeah. I mean, imagine if you can just take $1 per unit, you don't even need your Shopify anymore.
Exactly. Like, let them just do it, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. And obviously, it goes through a negotiation process, right? Their account's frozen. We have to leverage. And they don't know that Amazon's produced the sales report for us.
Oh, so they claim not to have the money.
They'll say, "Oh, look, I'm a poor student, or my mom has cancer." All kinds of crazy story that they just make up, right? And they're like, "Oh, we only sold 200 units of your product." And we have the sales data, right? So we know they're clearly lying. Right? They're clearly lying, right? And obviously, it goes through a negotiation and eventually, it comes to a number, right? And so, in the first case alone, we successfully recovered, almost $50,000, which is nothing compared to the 5 million that they've
Yes, of
sold
course. Yeah, but
right?
yeah,
But something. And we stopped them, right? We permanently stopped
and
them.
at least this pays the lawyer. So you,
Exactly. The lawyer takes half, by the way, of that, right?
yeah, yeah. But I mean, at least
Yeah.
you'd have stopped somebody from stealing your effort and your IP, and at the same time, the lawyer wouldn't have worked for free. So it's a kind of a win.
Win-win for
Yeah.
everyone, right? And the more important thing is, we stopped them, right, from doing it again. And of course, they don't stop. That's the crazy thing is they'll don't stop.
Change the description and
they'll change the description and they launch another listing or just how, they have methods of doing it. And I'm like, a few weeks later, these guys popped up again.
So now you need like AI or like, cause you can't have a human being monitor
24/7.
when this comes up again.
Right.
Like it has to be automated somehow.
Exactly. Right. And that's kind of what we're building here at Copycatch, yeah.
So what this forced you to think about how to automate this process because you like
yes.
you spend your life in litigation if if there's no tool to help you with that.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, and sort of the light bulb moment that went off in my head was when I was asking Nick, like, hey, how do you collect evidence for clients? Right. And he's basically like, well, I either
hire some interns.
Yeah. Exactly. I either just use like some other firm to do it, which they will then outsource to another thing. I mean, it's really just virtual assistants at the end of the day. Somebody
you just need like, I don't know, 15, 20 kids and working 5-6 hour days and you pay them and they do it for you.
Exactly.
They just keep scrolling and clicking.
Right? And so, and I was like, that was like kind of like beginning of 2025-ish. And I was like, you know what? I wonder if AI can do this. Because this should be done by AI. Right?
Yes. Because I think I don't know, you give it the image of the product and then it will look for images that are similar or exactly the same.
Right. Basically, right? And that's when I started kind of building Copycatch. And and now I'm reaching out to podcasts hosts, because this is a kind of a complicated.
So what you're building is a tool that should monitor the e-commerce platforms.
Yes.
For a specific product and find all the links of the listings.
Yes.
And obviously maybe just exports them for you in a, I don't know, Excel sheet or.
Exactly. And it goes a step further, right? Because finding the infringers is one, but documenting everything in a court format.
So the tool is collecting the evidence.
Also collecting the data, right? So collecting the evidence, but also collecting the data like their URL, their seller ID, what country they're from, right? These are the metadata that's also needed for the lawsuit, right? And in essence, how I was telling you earlier, right? Like the earlier days when I was doing everything manually, it was like this, just huge pain.
Of course. It's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job, right? I literally did nothing for like basically 3 weeks other than
you
just
would be running your e-commerce shop. You'd be running the litigation.
Exactly. And, I still spend a portion of my time right now doing litigation stuff. It's because like,
how many lawsuits so far, Alan?
We filed 5 lawsuits and we still have people copying, which is just crazy. Right?
How many of the 5 have been concluded already?
2 have been concluded. 3 are still going.
3 still going.
Yeah, but every time we file, it's been a win. We've gotten the TRO. We got them to take it down. But I know those guys are also selling in Canada, by the way. Right, but we can't.
Yeah, they'll sell everywhere.
Unfortunately, I can't go to Amazon.
Once you're on Amazon, it will just ask you which markets you want.
Yeah. And I know, because I've gone to Amazon Canada, I see the same sellers selling it on Amazon Canada, Germany.
Do you, if it's in another country, you have to file in the other country?
You have to file in the other country, right? Because the rule, the U.S. only applies to U.S. Oh, the jurisdiction is only in U.S., right?
So you got to have a court in Canada to give you the. Is it called the
Yeah.
TRO?
TRO. I don't know
Yeah.
what the
Okay.
law is in Canada, but I know that I know a lot of Canadian
We're
entrepreneurs do
polite, so
business.
we'll give it to you, but we'll just take our time. So it might take a few years, but
Yeah, take a few years. Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
gonna definitely it's not gonna be 3 weeks.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
we're gonna say, oh, maybe these guys are like poor people. Let's
yeah.
like
Maybe his
look at
mom
it
has
in another
cancer.
way.
Let
And
me make sure that his mom doesn't have cancer. Yeah.
so, okay, where are you with Copycatch right now?
So we're at the very beginning phase where the last 12 months have been really about the technical building of Copycatch.
So you hired your developers
Yeah,
or
so I have a
software
friend,
engineers?
CT, who's in essence our CTO, that we're paying to build the platform. And the first 6 months of building it was just just pure hell and pain. Because
No, it is. Building a software from scratch, it is pure hell.
is pure
But like
hell.
the the thing is, um, it's more of that. Like, it's not how it works in the beginning, but it's more of testing it in different scenarios that will
Exactly.
take a long time. And then you have to think of some scenarios that maybe you haven't
The edge
included
cases.
in the first iteration first, because you may
Exactly.
have false positives, for example,
Exactly. That was
right?
definitely one of the
So
issues.
if
Yes.
you're trying to get rid of the manual part
Yeah.
and then your tool catches lots of listings, but some of these listings are not really copies of your product,
Yeah.
now you're going to need some manual part again to verify. So it's kind of like you gotta need a tool for the tool to check the
Exactly.
accuracy.
You need the agent for the agent to check the agent's work, right? You're 100%
You don't
correct.
need
Yeah.
an agent to check the agent's work. Yeah.
Exactly. And the tool at this stage has finally sort of, you know, arrived at a stable place in which we can go, like, if you, for example, if you give us an Amazon URL, we will go out, we will take the information from that URL, we'll do a deep search on Amazon and on other platforms,
So I'll
Walmart,
give you
eBay.
my listing,
Yes.
right? And then you'll take it, put it into Copycatch. Is it copycatch.ai?
Copycatch.ai. Yes.
Copycatch.ai. And then you will just kind of scrub the rest of Amazon to look
Exactly.
for
Exactly.
matches.
To
What
look for
happens?
matches.
Like, okay, does it just flag the matches to you and then you have to go and look physically
Yeah,
to
so
see if
it'll
this
send you a
is
CSV report, right? Or the
okay?
dashboard,
Yeah.
will show you, hey, these are the listings that look similar, and it'll give you a match score,
Oh, okay.
from 100 to 0 in essence,
Because you
right?
will look for the biggest match first.
Exactly, biggest match first, right? And there's other, there's other. You can also estimate sales, so you can actually see how much sales
You're
these guys
losing.
you're losing
Yeah.
in essence, right? And it's staggering, right? It's like anytime we've done a handful of, besides my own case, we've done a
Yeah, I
handful
was
of
just gonna say
cases
it's good
for
that you
other
have
people.
data yourself, so you can
Yeah,
actually check
exactly.
how it's working.
I check the data against my actual sales, right? To make sure it's within a ballpark, right? And so, yeah, and then from there, then you create lists. You might discuss. You might take this list to the attorney. An attorney will say, okay, I think let's go after this 5 people or this 6 people, this
What
10
if you
people,
don't know an
right?
attorney or you don't know how to find an attorney?
You come to Copycatch. We'll take care of that for you.
Would Nick help? Yeah.
We'll Nick. Nick will help. And
Like he
we have,
doesn't have to do all the cases himself, but at least since he's involved,
yeah,
then
we have a network of, I want to say, 5 or
so
so attorneys.
you've mapped out the whole process, right? Like you're trying to
Yes,
automate
as
catching the
much
bad guys and
creating the
bringing the case
evidence,
with all the evidence. Yeah.
building the case, getting it formatted for the court, so that the attorney will have a much easier time
And the
to just
tool
file
does
the
this.
case. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. In essence, it's like, I would say, like, normally at a law firm, this would be done by like a paralegal
Yeah.
who's doing a lot of clicking and internet research, right? So this is just AI paralegal.
Yeah, but like it will make the cost much higher, which will also make some lawyers not want
Not
to
want to
take the
take the
case.
you're a 100% spot on,
Yeah.
right? And which is why this is such a problem
It's
right
like you're
now.
giving someone a ready-made case. You've got the evidence, you've got the links,
Yes,
you've got everything.
exactly.
It's hard for them to say no.
Exactly, right? And they will do that on contingency,
Yeah.
right? Because you've done at
The
least
work is
half the
there.
work. Yeah, like
Like he
70%
just
of work
needs
is
to go
done.
to court and file.
Exactly.
That's
You
it.
just need to file, right? Basically. And even that part now, the filing part, we're even like, trying to figure out how to
It's
automate
probably
that.
online. Is there a
It's
filing
online.
online?
Yeah, so it's all the core system. It's just you're just uploading a PDF. That's it.
I don't know. It's
Right?
like probably somewhere in the future you won't even need a judge now. Like
It's an AI
if
that
it
just
clicks
judges.
and matches a certain code, it's an automatic TRO.
Yeah. I wish, right? I wish. Um yeah, so I just
So
yeah.
is it in beta stage? Like where are you now with
Yeah,
the
so
software itself?
I would say it's in beta stage right
It's in
now,
beta.
right?
So you're testing it with real cases and real
We're testing
clients.
with we're testing with my cases. We're also
Yeah.
testing with Nick's cases.
Okay.
But now we're kind of starting to market and really explain this concept of Schedule A because even a lot of attorneys, even a lot of litigators don't know that you can use this mechanism to group multiple
Oh yeah, you
defendants.
don't want to go out one by one. It will take you forever, and
It doesn't make sense economically for the
it's not gonna make the effort worth it. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly, right? And so, you know, I think we're still pretty early. And I think most people don't know about Schedule A. And I just thought that podcast would be a good channel to
It
really
is. Yeah.
explain the stuff in detail. As you know, there's a lot of moving steps, right? We're not just selling a
That's
battery
a
or
great
like
idea because, like, as you said, even after you've settled, what was it, 2 out of 5? Yeah,
two
two
out of
out of
five.
five.
Yeah.
And even after that, you're seeing the same perpetrators come
The
back again,
same person
even after they paid
losing
you.
money.
And
I know. That's the part where I don't understand, right?
yeah, it's like,
So
hey, do you want to pay another $50,000? It's like, okay, but like, because this is ongoing. That's the problem. Like, you think of any business, any offline business, if you litigate and if you see something wrong and you go to court and then you get your ruling and you get the ruling accepted and applied and enforced, that's it, you're done.
yeah,
But
not
when
how it
it's an
works in
online
reality.
and e-commerce,
Yeah.
it is like whack-a-mole. So it's an ongoing effort. And if it's not Amazon, it's going to be another network or their own website, or they're selling on Instagram or whatever,
Exactly. Or
right?
TikTok,
So
right? They just keep doing it
yeah, so it
because
makes sense that to have this software as a service, like a subscription based, you know, you're not going to retain the lawyer, but like
you'll want
you're
to
going
know
to,
who's copying you, and
yeah,
then
you're going
when
to want to retain the tool. And then once you have enough evidence,
with
you
it
go to
once
the
there's
lawyer and you
enough
file.
exactly right. And we have a lawyer network already, right?
Yeah.
And so I just want to get the word out to as many brand owners out there who are selling online and who are experiencing this problem of their products being knocked off on Amazon and
Okay.
DMCA not working and law firms, everyone's saying no to them, right? Like there's no other place to go. There's literally no other place to go,
Yeah.
right?
So for people to find it, it's copycatch.ai. Now, if I want to buy your pillows and not buy from the copies, is it on Shopify? Where are
Yeah,
you?
yeah. So you can either go on greenphilosophy.co to
Okay.
buy our pillows, or you can go on Amazon and type in, green
I don't want to
philosophy.
get the copies.
And especially for this product, that's what I'm. So this is what I'm litigating now. The
Yeah.
previous cases, I was litigating another product, a different design, right?
Yeah.
But this is what I'm like trying to litigate now.
So it's
Um,
greenphilosophy.co, not
dot
.com.
co, yeah,
Dot co.
yeah,
Greenphilosophy.co. And yeah, let's keep in touch as well. I'm interested to know how you progress with your software. Because well, I mean, I have some experience with software as a service, and it's really, I like it when somebody has a new Because you see, like, even in software, there are copycats. It's like,
Yeah. Even
I don't
easier
know,
to
like
copy, right? With
there's
AI
an AI
now.
frenzy right now. Like
Yeah.
every AI frenzy. I see tools that don't look like they need AI.
Right.
And then they just incorporate it because they can.
Right.
And it's like, why do I need AI? Like, this is something very
Right.
simple. It doesn't need, there's no repetition. There's no benefit from
Right.
using AI.
Right.
But it feels like they add this API with, I don't know, ChatGPT or something, so that instead of charging you $10 a month, they charge you 15.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Even some of them they need AI, but like again, for example, I have Microsoft 365, Office 365. The annual license has increased because
Because they're
it
adding
already comes
AI,
bundled with. But what
Copilot
if
or
I don't
whatever.
use it? I already have Gemini. I already have Perplexity.
I
I already
know.
have
I
whatever.
know.
Why do I need to pay more for the license? Because you incorporated this, and I have no way to say,
I don't
like,
want
let
it.
me opt out. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Last year they had it. You could opt out and renew without. This year, no. It's a one product. That's it.
I know.
So
It's
yeah.
such a BS.
But in your case, it's like, who's gonna go and try to collect all this evidence? Well, AI is your best friend, so it's a great
either you
idea.
doing it or the law firm will say no to you because they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Or you'll have to give up like a big chunk of your case because that's the part that's the most time consuming,
And
right?
you have to give up a big chunk of your sanity too.
Exactly. And your sanity, right? And so, that's what I'm building now to help people who are struggling with this. Because I know this is something that lots of e-commerce owners are struggling with. And there's no
Have you priced it yet? Like a monthly subscription?
Yeah, so good question. So, right now we're thinking, because the monitoring part I think is important, right? So that's a nice software SaaS potentially. But at the same time, it's like if you sue these people and you get a permanent injunction against them, then you don't actually need to monitor. But so we haven't, to be honest with you, man, like I haven't really thought about pricing as much right now. I just know that um, we
I
basically
think
will.
monthly or annually is better than a one-off, to be honest
Yeah,
with you.
I agree. I think annually makes more sense.
Yeah,
Like a
like it's
one-time
I
fee
don't know, if you
annually.
pay X amount per month, but then if you pay the whole 12 months in advance, you get this X discounted by whatever
Yeah,
15%.
and then you get like automatic lawsuit. Like once we determine, all right, now it's because at the end of
That's
the day,
scary though.
that's what
Automatic lawsuit sounds scary
that's I know. I think that's the hard part about this business, right? It's like a lot of people just are scared to sue, and they
because
think
they think it will cost them an
the
arm and a leg.
exactly right, but Schedule A cases, most Schedule A cases are tried on contingency.
So you're not actually paying the lawyer.
You're not
The
actually
lawyer
paying
gets
up
it from
front.
the money that comes in when you
Exactly.
win.
Yeah.
And if they don't win, they don't get paid.
Exactly. And usually they will only take on your case when
If
they
they think
feel
it's winnable. Yeah, of
it's
course. Yeah.
winnable, right?
Who wants to work for free? Nobody.
And in most cases, it's like the copying is obvious. It's like
Yeah,
it's like
that's
there's
right. I mean, I
yeah,
sometimes fear that sometimes your own manufacturer is the. I'm not saying that it is in every case, but like I'm saying it's sometimes because they're the first ones who got your prototype. They're the first ones who
exactly
saw the idea. They may not be
exactly
copying it in the same factory, but they might have talked to their friend who also have another factory.
exactly
You know what I mean? It's like
exactly
a.
yes.
And then in a big country like China with billions of people, it's hard to prove anything.
It's hard to prove anything, and I'm not gonna go to China to try to figure out like
No, you're
how
gonna
is
get
this
lost there.
right. So no, I had the exact same thought. I'm like, it's probably not them directly, but it's probably like,
How
hey,
would they get, like, they would not get the idea until your product starts selling? There would be something like this in China, and there'll be something like this also in the States, because they'll be monitoring which product is going viral, which
going
product
viral,
sales
going back to the
have started to just like shoot up
skyline. Exactly.
all the way, and then they get the idea, send it to their people who can copy, and they probably just order and buy your product and then send it to.
Exactly.
the factory to copy it.
Because
So
that's what we would do if we were them on the other side, right? That's exactly what
yeah.
we would do, and that's probably what they do.
So maybe Copycatch, after Elon has his robots, can send the robot to arrest the people.
Yeah, that would be great.
Nice to meet you, Alan, and
Yeah.
thank you very much for being on the podcast. And
Yeah.
for people wondering about where to find you, we'll send them to copycatch.ai or is it greenphilosophy?
Yeah, greenphilosophy.co. Yes. Yeah, and then people can, if anyone wants to email me directly, it's just alan@copycatch.ai. ALAN.
Yeah, guys, copycatch, not copycat.
Yeah, not copycat. We catch the copycats. Yeah. Yeah,